day everyone, welcome to my channel. Yeah, this is your very own need to know with to sign. I still remain my humble self, Tosin Diobe. Today we'll be talking about another very interesting topic. Actually, a teenager has talked about it, so we're having a parent who is going to talk more about it. Correction as a tool for effective growth. I have my very own mommy in the house, humble to the core, diligent. I respect her so much. How with me, mommy?
Mrs. Salami.
Mrs. Salami. Yeah, so friendly. Mrs. Salami. Mommy, today we'll be talking about effective tool. Correction as an effective tool for growth. I think you have 4 girls.
Yes.
Yeah. Mommy, we actually want to know how you have been able to, train, keep up with them, and they're able to come out beautiful, respectful as they are. How was the process?
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
The process is none other than prayer and then being their best friend. Well, to be able to train your child or children, you have to be their best friend. Especially ladies, girls, teenagers. Like me now, I don't have a boy. I don't know the experience, the people that have male child. But on my own, and to train a girl child is the most difficult.
Yeah.
When you have a boy, they can go out. A lady or a girl, whenever they are not at home, your mind is not at rest. Where is she? What was happening to her? Girl child are prone to risk than male child. So that's why you must be their best friend, so that they can be able to pour out their minds to you in all situations.
Okay, mommy has actually talked about, pick one of the points there, being their best friends. Parents, are you your child's best friend? Especially to that teenager at home who you've been complaining about. Do you really know about that teenager? Most times, mommy, as parents, we feel we give birth to them, but most times we don't really know them.
Of course.
Especially when we are not their best friends. So parents, there's need for us to be best friends to our teenagers. And mommy, also still talking about the process. You didn't give birth to them and suddenly they're in the university. There are times when you'll be seeing certain behaviors in one or two of them, and I don't know, don't that fear comes like, God, how am I going to go about those kids? How do you deal with that?
It happens. These children have different characters, different mindsets. So you first and foremost, you have to study your children. Study each one of them. That this is, if I want to talk about this particular person, this is what I know about her. Know them one by one. Children cannot be the same. Even if they are twins. So they have different characters. So first of all, you must know who and who. So once you notice that there is a change in that child's behavior, a child that you are so close to, you are their best friend. When there is a change, definitely you will quickly know. You notice it. So that's why they said be their best friend. The moment you notice it, the next thing you do is call them to sit. Call the particular person. I noticed some changes in you. Is there anything? What happened? Feel free. And more so, there's one thing about some parents don't talk about. They look at it as, how will I be talking to my child about sex education? It's a must. If you want your children to come out with the way you wanted them, so you have to talk about it, because you don't wait till they were taught outside.
Yes.
So by the time the back come on it, it's going to be deadly. But it's you as the parent. You know when to tell them this is good, this is bad. Tell them if you do this, this is how it will come out, and you don't want to be like that. You give them examples of people who are making it, who are doing good in the society. Don't you want to be like so person? Don't you want to be like so person? But when they are trained outside, they will tell them, don't mind mommy. They don't want you to do this. But once you, even if they are telling them something else outside, they will come back home and ask, mommy, that thing you told me, a friend of mine said so thing. You let them know that what your friend is saying is wrong. This is how it should be. It's not in that way. You understand? That is exactly how it should be.
Okay. Ma, we are talking about correction as a tool for effective growth. I've heard people talk about how you need to handle this child with a strong hand. You need to be calm with this child. I think that part of being that child's best friend, I think if it is there from the beginning, will there actually be any need of
yeah, it will be there. But even if you are going to handle a child with a strong hand in a friendly way, see, at least the first thing is that I've told you that you must be their best. When you are their best friend, friends used to talk to each other. No, this thing you are doing is wrong. Being their best friend does not mean that you should be pampering them when they are doing something wrong.
Wrong, exactly.
But the way you correct them, it will be different from the way you're just going to you just talk to them anyhow. Mostly you don't report your children to people. Okay, let me talk to her. Why can't you talk to her yourself?
Sorry, mommy. Talking about, I actually, that was the part I actually wanted to go to, talking about the measures of how we can correct them. I think you're already coming into that part of you not reporting your child. Now, okay, I would like you to continue on that part.
Okay, like I was saying, if you want to correct your child, you don't report your child to people. You say, oh, let me deal with her. No, that one used to happen in the olden days, and it's not good. Because the person you reported the child to, how is he or she handling their own children?
Exactly.
Yoruba used to say, you cannot beat your child the way you beat another person's child.
Yeah.
It's your own child. You know how to talk to him or her. Sit her down. But by reporting them to somebody else, you are exposing them. The more you are exposing them, what do you know they are telling them outside? So if they offend you, they did something wrong. Even if they didn't offend you, they did something. You know that the girl is diverting from what I'm training them. Call that child to sit. Let her know. Sometimes it takes an iron hand. Sometimes you can take some corrective measures, like this is what she loves most, depriving her for that period. If you deprive them a little, you only ever for what Yoruba need ever for what to go more week. It's not that totally you push them out. No. You scold them. When you scold them, you realize that thing really pain her. What you did to her really pain her. You don't leave the cane. You only spare the rod and spoil the child. No, you don't do that.
Not just even reporting.
Not only reporting.
There are parents that actually call people to come beat their children for them.
You know, in the olden days, they do such thing. When we were growing up, my own dad was a disciplinarian, so he doesn't ask anybody to beat. But you know, some people bring their child to my dad, say they should beat. Let me tell you one thing. My dad has a lot of enemies because they know him that he's a disciplinarian. So anybody that says, I'm going to report you to daddy, I'm going to report you to Baba Kliwi, that is how you call my dad. Because once you tell a child that I'm going to report you to Baba Kliwi, the child will sit right. Because so we are used to it. It's our father. So you understand? But bringing another child to this, you know, that creates an enemy for that man.
Yes.
Me as a person, okay, let's say they take me to somebody else, then let me deal with that person. How do you think I will relate with that person, even with the children of that person? How can you be the person beating me for my mom? The child will hate the parents. He will not like the parents. He will not like the person they call to go and come and deal with him or her. So what is the point? By so doing, the child will go and relate outside. You are the one that pushed the child outside. Because when when children are together, when they are together, they talk a lot.
Exactly.
Things that you don't even know they discuss about. They talk. Can you imagine? My mommy or my daddy reported me to one of our friends, and that one even came to our house. They said, it's you that allowed us such a person. Go and deal with them. Or that is when they enter different calls. You know, Bicycling, they gather together. Let's treat that woman's child. They are used to come and beat us. Let's deal with their own child too. So, but when you call your children, talk to them. What is it? If possible, sometimes when you want to scold my children, I cry. Let them to know that the seriousness in what I'm talking about. Do you want me to cry? You want me to cry so that people will say I did not do well. You know, when you are very close to your children, when they see that you are scolding them, the moment you are scolding them, you start crying. You know, I've done something really terrible. For mommy to shed tears. So mother's tears means a lot.
It goes a lot. And not even just because you want to cry, but
not because you want to, from the heart.
You really feel
that this thing you are doing is wrong. How do you want people to see me? They say I'm a failure. So once you share, sometimes you just talk to them. When you finish talking, just go inside. When they see you, they come back. Mommy, I'm sorry. I don't know that's how it will be. I'm sorry. And by then, after that, you now call them again. Everything I'm doing is for your own sake. Look at so person. Always make sure that when you are talking to them, give a good example. So by the time they go outside, don't mind their mommy. When they remember, my mommy has really suffered from me. That woman, you don't want her to cry. So they're definitely going to change. You don't report them. You don't make sure that you don't spare the rod. You use it, but you do it in a loving way. So that by the time they realize that this woman is talking about us, she really loves us. So that's it.
Just as we have been saying, this show is meant for everybody. The parents, the youths, the teenagers. Please, let's encourage our teenagers to watch, because even on this show, we'll be talking, some are going to watch, and you wouldn't believe that even through it, without anybody talking to them, they'll just start reconsidering and putting their lives back into shape. And as parents too, our kids, like I used to say, are our caretakers.
Yes.
And our mom has already said it. We need to communicate with them. They have to be. That's one of the measures.
Let's not forget one important thing.
Yeah.
And in a family where the father and mother are together, you don't. When the father is talking to the child, you don't tell the father that it's okay. It's okay. Even if that thing the father is saying is too much, when the child is not there, you know how to talk to it's your husband. It's your husband. You know how to talk to him. Daddy, next time, do it like this. And not that, because if the father is going like this and the mother is going like this, you're already misleading the child. Yes. You are going to talk to the child in a separate way, but if you want to tell the dad that that's what you did, you know that some men, they are so aggressive. Their own way of approaching, approach to the children sometimes is more violent than the parents, not that one. But the mother does not have to use that as an excuse to be saying, don't mind your daddy. Yes. Don't mind your daddy. No, in that person, you tell them what your daddy is doing is the right thing. Yes. Even if it's too strong, you know how to call the dad to order later. And I could remember a situation when my daughter, there was a time she said, it's like daddy doesn't like me. Daddy always scold me. He's always pampering my sister. That is the last one. He's always pampering my sister. Daddy does. It's like daddy does. I said no. No, daddy does never hate you. Because the person that he loves most is the one he's cold. So I said that is it. So at the end of the day, when I talked to her, I made her understand that, and she understand. So later when I met my husband, I said, this is what you did. This child thought maybe you don't like her. He said, how can I not love my own first child? That I'm training her, because she is the head. She has to carry this. So you can see what I'm saying. You can see all those things. You understand? Yes. So in a situation like that, you don't have to do that in the presence of the dad. Thank you so much, Mommy. It's good really having a nice time with you. It's good really having a nice time with you. And on this note, parents, we have heard it.
You have to be your child's best friend. You have to be able to communicate well. It's not that you're communicating your child and you still have Pankere beside you. You have to communicate in a way that that child won't be scared of talking or relating with you. There are effective measures for them to grow well. And I know that in all of this, it will help our children to be growing or to grow well. On this show, I want you to stay put. Continue to watch, continue to like, continue to subscribe, and actually inspire other parents too to watch. Thank you so much. Really do love you. Mommy, do you have any other thing to say?
What I want to say is that everybody should be their children's best friend.
Yes, as we already said, please let's try to be our best friends to our kids. Thank you so much. On this note, we would like to say thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Continue to like, as we already said. Thank you. Bye.